So guys, just heading back from the city. I had to get some pizza boxes because I think Auburn next week is going to be super busy, and it's sort of already started. So on the way back home, I thought I might do a topic on don't be the crazy house foreigner. But before I get into this, some people like some of the cafe footage, so I filmed some today while I was working, and here it is. First one of the day, we've got the calzone on it. Takeaways, garlic pork. One more minute. First garlic bread of the day. Okay, first order in, we've got chicken pizza, meat sauce with egg pizza. Let's do it. So here's the meat sauce and egg, and that's the chicken. So these are ready, and they want to share them, so I'm going to put half on each plate. Meat sauce, and you've got the chicken, half and half. Half and half, and out. Okay. Spicy beef pizza, ready. Calzone, not quite. Another minute. And we've got garlic prawn pizza. Let's get it out. Garlic pork calzone, ready. Okay. Garlic pork calzone. Beef pizza, garlic prawn pizza, and out. Out. We've got pizza beef, calzone beef with no eggplant. Let's do it. Okay. Spicy beef pizza and spicy beef calzone, no eggplant. Okay. Spicy beef calzone, spicy beef pizza, and out. More garlic breads, and out. Okay, got 7 and it's like 6 takeaways. Let's do it. Okay. Got 5 calzones to this table in about 3-4 minutes. Okay, let's start getting these out. 3 pork, meat sauce and egg, and chicken. Okay, 3 pork ready, and last 2, and out. And the last 2 for this table, meat sauce, eggs, and chicken, cheese, vegetable, and out. Okay, and lucky last, customers also want to take 1 home with them as well. So this is for that table, and they'll be leaving in a minute, and hopefully that's the last order today. So that's for the guys who like the cafe stuff. That's what I got up to today. Not too busy, so I was able to film a few things. But anyway, back to this crazy house foreigner thing. So there's certain things you shouldn't do in Japan with your house, and I'll go through them. So one thing in our culture, especially when it comes to like renovations and things that you do with your house, it's perfectly normal to show people. So you might even go and renovate your bathroom or your kitchen or some sort of area that's for private use, and it's quite normal just to show people you know what you've done, and hey, come in here, have a look at this splash black I installed in the kitchen or something like that. That is just not done in Japan. You'll find And people that's been living here a long time, they may not realise it, but you don't get invited into sort of the living private areas of Japanese people's houses. And if you were to invite someone into yours, just to show them your whatever rooms that are used sort of for your family or yourselves, they get very, very uncomfortable. So back in the day, I sometimes refer to sort of the everyday culture here as sort of living in the 50s, 60s and 70s. So common sense and decency and stuff like that. And back in the day, they used to have a room that was called the sitting room, and they had another word for it as well, but sort of like a lobby to your house. So it's normally a room that's just off the front door, and that used to be a thing in our culture. And anyone that comes to your house, you'd sit them in that room, and there'd be a couch there and maybe a coffee table or something like that. And that's where you would greet guests and chat and converse and stuff like that. It's exactly like that here. People keep their sort of private areas and their public areas, so to speak, are totally separate. So this is more to do with houses. In apartments, of course, it's probably unavoidable, but I'm talking about like out in the countryside where I live. It's what my channel's about. Everyone lives in houses, and also in suburban areas it's very much the same. Inviting people into areas that are just for use for your family, they'll find it absolutely weird, and I'd avoid this. So the sort of stereotype of the Japanese person being very minimal, just having the minimal amount of stuff in their houses and things like this, this is what that is. That's bullshit. The opposite is true. Japanese people love clutter, and there's always this sort of image that it's big rooms and just a small table in there and everything's very minimal. It's just not true. Most people have very cluttered houses. They don't throw out a lot of stuff, and this is mainly for the country areas, of course. And people don't want others to see it, so people don't want to sort of be in a rush to make their place look presentable and whatever. So that's why most people just have like a little sitting area. And if anyone comes to your house, you should have one too. And like for my house, I've got the cafe area, of course, and that's where anyone that comes to my place stays or sits. But to invite them anywhere else is just totally weird. So there's a lot of channels on the internet of people like renovating Japanese houses and things, and their audience are Westerners. So this is not crazy in this sense. It's just if you were to do it with the Japanese, and some people do. So this is why in the culture, if you ever go IKEA hunting, most of the time the places are just full of trash, and that's because people could get away with just chucking stuff they didn't want to throw out in a box and stash that away in a cupboard and never throw anything out. And this sort of behaviour is after the war. So when the war finished, there wasn't a lot of resources around, and people kept their stuff because they knew what it was like not to have a lot. So it's a bit of a double whammy happening. You've got these people that have been through difficult times, so they don't throw stuff out, and also you've got the sitting room sort of thing happening, and that's why you've got so many houses that are just full of stuff. And some people get shocked at just the amount of stuff that this sort of generation didn't throw away, and it makes perfect sense when you think about it. So house parties, they're not a thing in Japan. House parties, whenever there's sort of like a get-together or celebration, they'll go and do it in a restaurant or izakaya, or maybe even hire a hall to have a party. They don't do it at home, so people don't have the sort of motivation to always have their place tidy all the time. So that's another thing as well. People go out when they meet people most of the time. They go out somewhere like to a cafe or a place like mine to eat, and there's not a lot done sort of in people's houses. So they sort of just have maybe just a little room somewhere just for the odd person that comes. So as I said before, to give someone the $5 tour of your house, only foreigners do this. So I'd avoid it, as I said before. But that's just a peculiarity of being a Westerner. That sort of thing is just normal, to go and show people your renovations or whatever you've done on your house, and a lot of times people want to see it as well, so they get ideas for themselves. But it's not like that here. They're not big DIY culture, and as I said on many videos, they hate these old houses anyway, so you're just showing them something that they've got no interest in at all. So there's one thing that blows my mind, especially out in these country areas, is you'll see houses like similar to mine, like really old houses, and there's been absolutely no capital put into them at all, not even a coat of paint or anything, but there'll be a $100,000 car parked outside. That's totally the opposite of where I grew up. People would drive a really old car, and they put all their money into doing their houses up. But it's the opposite here, because houses are worth nothing out in the countryside, next to nothing anyway. So for someone to go and give someone a tour of an old house, you can just imagine the sort of strangeness that would be for a Japanese person to be given a tour like that. So there's a whole sort of culture around your house in Japan, and I don't know all the ins and outs. But what I do know, if you're in a relationship with somebody, once they come to your house, I'm talking a romantic relationship. Once they come to your house and sort of, they're in your sort of living areas, private areas or whatever, that's a step up in the relationship, as opposed to going to a love hotel all the time, like I did on my last video. There's a reason why they're more popular, and there's a market for it. And one of the driving factors is this sort of house culture of inviting people into sort of your personal areas. It's far more, it's far more intimate than it is in our culture. So just be mindful of that. And if you do meet a girl or whatever, and you do sort of invite her back to your place and showing her around or whatever, she may take that as a step up in a relationship as well, and that will either make her feel good or creep her out, depending on whatever your situation is. So just be careful about that in your single pickup world. It does have a significance that's higher than in our culture. So anyway, culture's a bit of a weird thing. I remember when I was younger and I was in China in the 90s, and my Chinese was pretty poor at the time, and I asked this student, Chinese girl, if she'd come shopping, because I needed to get a few things for my place, and she took it as if I was I was asking her to be my girlfriend or something, that I'm going shopping with her or something like that. And I didn't even realise it until later. But a thing with the houses, it's definitely a thing, and just got to be mindful of it, and don't overshare, as they say, oversharing. So anyway, guys, I'm almost back home, and I hope you enjoyed the cafe video as well. And as always, hope you like the video.
Let's go.